when it comes to like tamales is like, there's so many superstitions around tamales, like anything can go wrong.
Yeah.
You could literally do the same thing every time and it still come out different every time.
Yeah.
Like,
So,
it's a lot of things.
They say it's your emotions. Yeah.
Yeah, and I knew like I feel like this batch was like definitely my energy out.
Even with the salsa, when you make salsa and it is hot, spicy,
you're mad.
Estabas bien enojada.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
I mean, maybe. I don't know.
You've never heard that before?
I know, absolutely. I used to be a cook. I used to be a cook at a taqueria, and like when I would make salsa and it would come out like really, really spicy, like, ay, el cabrón está enojado, and like, what? I'm fine. Like, what are you talking about? Mm-hmm. But no, going back on your saying about the tamales, like right now, we asked people to send in questions. One of the questions that I got a couple of times was, what do you need to make a good tamal? Like, what are the essentials to make a good tamal?
First, okay, so my biggest thing is like, my mom does this sometimes too, like just to kind of cut back on like work. But I feel like you shouldn't. A lot of people source masa from the tortilla factories, and I frown upon that. I feel like even though my mom's tamales are really consistent.
Where else would you get it?
You make it yourself. You can get fresh ground corn, or you can get maseca. I personally use maseca. By the way, I need a sponsorship.
Okay.
Maseca, what's up?
But yeah, like
you can reach her at Tamale Mami.
Is it? ¿Te estás subiendo o qué?
What?
¿Se te está subiendo?
No.
Tamale Mami.
I said Tamale Mami.
Oh, you said it the other way.
Well, correct.
Anyway, but yeah, I use maseca. I mean, some tamale snobs frown upon that because they want you to use fresh ground corn, which is fine. But I'm in Houston, Texas. Like, I can't source that anywhere, honestly.
Right.
Like, I would have to be out there in these cornfields, picking this corn, drying it out, putting lime on it. Like, no, I'm not gonna do that. So I use maseca. Another thing is that you have to take your time.
In what sense?
Take your time with everything. It's a long process, a very long process, especially if you're gonna do it by yourself, which I do. Mm-hmm. But you have to commit to it. You can't like stop what you're doing, go to the store. You have to commit to it. You have to take your time.
You have to finish.
You said 3 hours, right? For about 2 minutes.
Yeah.
But okay, so you're saying 3 hours from the time you start mixing things and you're spreading, or 3 hours what?
3 hours, I want to say, okay, so today when I made these, it was like, okay, it took me like 2 hours to do everything and then another hour and a half to put them in the pot and get them out of the pot. So it was like 3.5 hours. So I'm not even counting the time that it takes to put it in the pot. No, to pot, yeah, like to actually steam.
Oh, I got you.
And like steaming is like a different science to it. Like, it's like,
you're constantly
that's the one thing I don't know
you
anything
constantly
about.
have to check in.
Yeah, it's like a weird, like I said, like anything can go wrong.
Right.
You could do everything the same you've always done, and something like, and she said earlier, like it's all about your energy, and it really is about your energy. If you're like anxious, if you're doubting yourself, like somehow it knows.
Yeah.
It knows.
The tamal
like,
knows.
The tamal knows. The pot knows. Like, bitch, we gonna come out mushy. That's literally me, like crying,
Like that one dude.
No me salieron.
No, that one guy, the one where's the dad and the son like showing his emotion. Like,
Yes. That's exactly how I feel.
What happened? Your major fails? Do you have any fails?
No. Were you done with the essentials for?
Oh no, not yet. So just like get your stuff down. Depending on how you want your tamal. If you want it greasy, obviously use lard. I don't like to promote lard in my products. I don't use lard because both my parents are diabetic.
Okay.
So I've been trying to get away from like that stuff because I mean, even though it's so good.
Yeah.
I was saying,
So
like,
what
that's
would
all
you
I
substitute it
know.
with?
Yeah.
What are you substituting with?
Shortening.
Okay.
So it's funny because like the only tamal place that I actually like in Houston doesn't use lard either.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, that's something I'm going to incorporate in mine. My mom uses both. It depends on her mood.
Okay.
And it depends on who she's making it for. Like I said, like you got to cater to the clients.
Yeah.
And it's just like, yes, just yesterday my friend was like, do you make them greasy? Because that's all I eat. And I was like, well, I guess I'll make you some greasy ones, but that's not, like, I like a light, airy one that I don't want my mouth to be filmed with, I just don't want that. And
so I'm guessing the greasy ones are lard?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or they put a lot of lard in it. Oh. And then it's just like a lot of stuff. Like the more fat and more moisture you put in your masa, the longer it has to steam. Oh, like it's a lot of stuff. Like it's science. It really is science.
And you learned of it as you were doing it, or is this something you already knew, or did your mom teach you this?
Like I knew a couple. Like I picked up a couple of things, like observing my mom. Like with anything, like with anything my mom made, like whether it be rice or tortillas, whatever. Like I would just watch her. And with tamales, since we all made them together, because it's really a communal thing.
Yeah.
And a lot of people ask me, like, is it really, like, do they really just make them for, like, festivals and, like, holidays? I'm like, yes, it's a season for us.
Because it's so labor intensive.
It's so labor intensive. There's a reason why people don't specialize in them, or, like, there's not that many people that specialize in them because it's such a long process. And if they do, now it's like there's a machine.
It's so funny that you say that. I know a couple. It's a husband and wife who also make tamales, but that's all they do. Like that's all they do, and they even said that at one point they considered buying a machine, and they just
it's not the same.
It's not the same.
It's not.